Welcome to our channel. Who are the most valuable 40-year-old footballers of all time? Age is just a number, right? Well, not in football. Most players retire by their mid-30s, but some legends kept going, so much so that clubs were still willing to pay millions for them at the age of 40. But were these price tags justified? Today, we rank the top 10 most valuable players at 40 years old and break down whether their transfers made sense or were just a waste of money. Let's get started.
Number 10. Francesco Totti, 2017, €1 million. At number 10, we have the legendary Francesco Totti, who finally left AS Roma in 2017 after spending his entire career at the club. Miami FC paid €1 million for the 40-year-old playmaker, but was it worth it? His speed and stamina had declined, making the price questionable. Miami FC benefited from increased exposure and marketing. AS Roma made a profit and freed up wages. Francesco Totti deserved the €1 million transfer fee despite being 40, as his legendary status brought immense marketing value and experience to Miami FC, even though his playing impact was minimal. To think this guy had the chance to go to Real Madrid, but decided to stay with Roma, that was pure legend.
Number 9. José Luis Molina, 2022, €1.5 million. In 2022, at the age of 40, José Luis Molina made a surprising move from Villarreal to San Jose Earthquakes for €1.5 million. Was it worth the price? At 40, his reflexes and agility weren't what they used to be. He was no longer a first-choice goalkeeper at Villarreal. But why did San Jose pay so much? They needed an experienced veteran to bring stability to their defense. His leadership in the locker room was just as valuable as his presence on the pitch. And what did Villarreal get out of it? They offloaded an aging player they had no long-term plans for. Plus, they made some cash instead of letting him leave for free. Was it a smart move or a waste of money? Let us know in the comments.
Number 8. Joaquín. In 2021, Joaquín, the legendary Spanish winger, left Real Betis for Al Sadd in a €1.5 million transfer. Was he worth the price? At 40, his pace had significantly declined, limiting his impact on the pitch. His playing minutes were already reducing at Betis. Why did Al Sadd make the deal? They weren't just buying a player, they were buying a football icon. His leadership and experience were invaluable for developing younger players. His presence boosted the club's global reputation. And how did Real Betis benefit? They cashed in on a player who was nearing retirement. It freed up space for younger talent in the squad. A smart business move or just a PR stunt? You decide.
Number 7. Gianluigi Buffon. In 2018, Paris Saint-Germain spent €2 million to sign Gianluigi Buffon at the age of 40, hoping his experience would strengthen their goalkeeping department. Was he still worth the investment? His reflexes and agility were no longer at their peak. He was no longer the shot-stopping force he once was at Juventus. Why did PSG make the move? They wanted a big-name goalkeeper to bring leadership and composure to their squad. Buffon's Champions League experience was invaluable in high-pressure moments. His presence helped mentor younger goalkeepers like Alphonse Areola. And how did Juventus benefit? They freed up space for preparing for a new keeper to take over as their new number 1. They avoided carrying Buffon's high wages for another season. A calculated gamble for PSG, or just a nostalgia signing?
Number 6. Brad Friedel. In 2011, Tottenham Hotspur spent €2 million to sign 40-year-old Brad Friedel from Aston Villa in a surprising move. Was he worth the price? At 40, his future in top-level football was limited. He was nearing the end of his career with little resale value. Why did Spurs make the deal? They needed an experienced goalkeeper to provide short-term stability. Friedel was still a reliable shot stopper despite his age. He brought leadership and helped mentor younger goalkeepers at the club. And how did Aston Villa benefit? They made a solid transfer fee for a veteran who had little time left at the top. It allowed them to bring in fresh talent for the long term. A smart short-term fix for Spurs, or money better spent elsewhere?
Number 5. Jens Lehmann. In 2010, Arsenal spent €2 million to bring back 40-year-old Jens Lehmann, despite him already being semi-retired. Was he worth the price? Lehmann had already stepped away from professional football before this move. His physical condition and match sharpness were questionable at 40. Why did Arsenal sign him? They needed an experienced backup goalkeeper due to an injury crisis. His leadership and familiarity with the club made him a reliable short-term option. He brought stability and mentoring for the younger goalkeepers. And how did Stuttgart benefit? They made money off a player they weren't planning to keep anyway. Freed up squad space for a younger goalkeeper to step in. A desperation signing for Arsenal or a valuable short-term fix?
Number 4. David James. In 2010, Bristol City spent €2.5 million to sign 40-year-old David James from Portsmouth. A surprising move for a lower division club. Was he worth the price? His best years were far behind him, and his reflexes had slowed. At 40, he wasn't a long-term solution in goal. Why did Bristol City make the deal? They gained an experienced goalkeeper to stabilize their defense. His leadership and reputation brought attention to the club. He helped mentor younger players in the squad. And how did Portsmouth benefit? They freed up wages as they struggled financially at the time. They earned a solid transfer fee for a player nearing retirement. A gamble on experience, or an overpayment for a fading star?
Number 3. Edwin van der Sar. In 2011, Ajax spent €3.5 million to bring back 40-year-old Edwin van der Sar from Manchester United, a big fee for a veteran goalkeeper. Was he worth the price? At 40, his best years were behind him, making the price questionable. His reflexes and athleticism had declined, limiting his long-term impact. Why did Ajax make the deal? They weren't just buying a player, they were bringing home a club legend. His experience was invaluable for mentoring younger goalkeepers. He provided leadership both on and off the pitch. And how did Manchester United benefit? They made space for a new era, with David De Gea arriving as the number 1 keeper. They got a respectable transfer fee instead of letting him leave for free. A sentimental homecoming, or an expensive farewell tour?
Number 2. Zlatan Ibrahimović. In 2021, LA Galaxy spent €4 million to sign 40-year-old Zlatan Ibrahimović. Despite concerns about his age and physical decline, was he worth the price? His speed and endurance were no longer what they used to be. Injuries were becoming more frequent, making his consistency a risk. Why did LA Galaxy make the deal? They weren't just signing a player, they were signing a global icon. His star power increased ticket sales, sponsorships, and worldwide attention. Even at 40, he remained a goal-scoring threat in the MLS. And how did AC Milan benefit? They made money from a player nearing the end of his European career. It allowed them to focus on rebuilding their squad for the future. A marketing masterstroke, or an expensive gamble on an aging superstar?
Number 1. At number 1, Cristiano Ronaldo. In 2025, at the age of 40, Sporting made headlines by offering €12 million to bring their legend back from Al Nassr. Was this a fair deal? Despite his age, Ronaldo remains one of the most marketable athletes in the world. His physicality may have declined, but his brand power and goal-scoring abilities still hold value. Why did Sporting want him back? Bringing back their most famous academy graduate was a dream for fans. His return guaranteed massive ticket sales, sponsorship deals, and international attention. Even at 40, he could still contribute on the pitch in the Portuguese league. But what about Al Nassr? They weren't in a rush to sell, believing Ronaldo was worth far more due to his influence on and off the pitch. A historic homecoming, or was Sporting paying for nostalgia?
And that wraps up our list of the most valuable 40-year-old players in football history. Were these transfers smart investments, or were clubs just paying for nostalgia? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more football insights. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.